The official visit paid by His Excellency Mr. Erdoğan is a very important turning point for the improvement of bilateral relations.
اقتصادی و تجاری بین دو کشور و ارتقاء سطح روابط در حوزه‌های مختلف مورد بحث و تبادل نظر قرار گرفت.
Yaptığımız görüşmelerde ve toplantılarımızda
During our talks and our meetings,
ekonomik ve ticari ilişkiler başta olmak üzere birçok
we
alanda
have
Türkiye arasındaki ilişkilerin
assessed
gelişmesi
the bilateral relations, starting with the bilateral commerce, and we once again reaffirmed our commitment for strengthening bilateral relations.
ظرفیت‌های موجود بین دو کشور حتما کافی نیست و میتونه در سطح بالاتری شکل بگیره. الان فکر می‌کنیم که میتوان 30 میلیارد دلار رو هدف گذاری کرد به عنوان سطح روابط تجاری بین دو کشور که از این سطح فعلی تقریباً 3 برابر افزایش خواهد یافت.
İki ülke arasında mevcut ticari ve
The
ekonomik
current commercial relations and the trade volume between the two countries show us the great potential and the capacity, but unfortunately it is not at the desired level, and both countries have the willingness of reaching out to $30 billion of a bilateral trade, and this also means that our current bilateral trade will be tripled if we can accomplish this number.
بین دو کشور که به صورت مشترک دنبال خواهد شد از تصمیماتی است که در این مذاکرات گرفته شد.
The two countries are also discussing establishing the joint industrial site.
شرکت بخش‌های مختلف فعال و شرکت‌های دانش بنیان در دو کشور بتونه فعالیت کنه در این مذاکرات مورد تاکید قرار گرفت.
İki ülkede bilgi ve teknoloji parkları
Both countries are also willing to found technology parks and research centers. The establishment of the companies working in those fields have been one of the topics of our discussions.
25 ساله که قبلا مطرح بود امروز مورد تأکید قرار گرفت که بتونه این قرارداد تمدید بشه و انتقال گاز شکل بسیار وسیع‌تری رو به خود بگیره.
Regarding to the natural gas export between two countries, we have also discussed elongating the natural gas export agreement covering 25 years between the two countries, and we have reaffirmed that this agreement will be elongated, and with the renewal of this agreement, the natural gas export volume will definitely increase. During our meetings and talks, we also had the chance to assess the possibilities of strengthening the bilateral trade and investments.
هر دو کشور فعالیتش رو به نحو مشترک دنبال کنن که ثمرات و نتایجش در جهت توسعه سرمایه‌گذاری، در جهت توسعه روابط بین دو کشور خواهد بود.
İki ülkede, Türkiye'de ve İran İslam Cumhuriyeti'nde bulunan ve aktif olarak çalışan şirketler
companies who are actively working in both countries, working together and cooperating together, will definitely boost the investments reciprocally. And as a result of those increasing investments, we hope that the relations between two countries will be improved even further.
از نکاتی که مورد تأکید قرار گرفت همکاری هایی است که دستگاه‌های امنیتی و اطلاعاتی بین دو کشور میتونن در جهت امنیت دو کشور به ویژه امنیت مرزها داشته باشند.
İki ülke arasındaki güvenlik alanındaki işbirliği çok
The
önemli konulardan bir
cooperation between the two countries in the field of security is very important. We have assessed those matters and we have underlined its importance during our talks, and improvement of the cooperation and collaboration between the two intelligence agencies of both countries will be very important. We also had the chance to assess the security at our borders.
از نکات مورد تأکید هر دو کشور بود.
Fighting against the terrorism and fighting against the organized crime has been underlined by both countries, and we have assessed those matters as well.
کسانی که امنیت مردم رو به خطر میندازن و تهدید میکنن امنیت مرزها رو امروز باید مورد تأکید باشه. مبارزه با تروریسم حالت دوگانه‌ای که امروز غرب مبتلای به اون شده و فرق گذاشته بین نوع تروریسم ها و این تفاوت و استانداردهای دوگانه، ما این رو رد کردیم و تأکید کردیم که باید با تروریسم با هر اسمی که میخواد باشه حتما مبارزه کرد تا امنیت دو کشور و امنیت مرزها تضمین بشه.
The terrorist organizations might have different names, but if one organization poses a threat the security of our borders and the lives of our people, then it means that they are terrorists and we have to fight against those terrorists. That was one of the things that we have underlined. The double standards implemented by the West and discriminating between different terrorist organizations is a topic rejected by Iran. It doesn't matter which title or name it bears, all the terrorist organizations have been fought with.
به ویژه هر دو کشور تأکید دارند بر تمامیت ارضی کشور سوریه.
Regarding to the regional matters, we also assess the possibilities of cooperation and collaboration. Both sides underlined the importance of protecting the territorial sovereignty and the unity of Syria.
دو کشور قدرتمندی مثل ایران اسلامی و ترکیه بسیار میتونن نقش داشته باشن هم در امنیت منطقه و هم در امنیت در سطح بین‌المللی و فکر میکنم که مذاکراتی که انجام شد و مباحثی که مطرح شد میتونه نقش داشته باشه در جهت اراده و اقدام هر دو کشور در جهت همکاری‌های هم دو جانبه و هم در سطح منطقه و هم در سطح بین‌الملل.
Good bilateral relations between our countries can lead to international regional cooperation. The Republic of Turkey and the Islamic Republic of Iran are two strong countries in the region. Their cooperation and collaboration will be instrumental for improving the regional security, if not the international security. And we have assessed those matters in our talks, and we have reaffirmed our commitment to that purpose once again. Hopefully, those good bilateral relations will lead to regional cooperation.
دو کشور و رؤسای دو کشور رو همراه خودش داره منتهی بشه به روابط گسترده‌ای بین دو کشور و چشمانداز بسیار روشن و آینده درخشانی رو در جهت توسعه روابط بین دو کشور بتونه داشته باشه.
Bugün Cumhurbaşkanlarının imzaladığı
Today,
iki ülke arasındaki
we have, as the two presidents,
belgesi
undersigned
anlaşması
the strategic cooperation agreement, and this strategic cooperation agreement hopefully will improve the cooperation between the two countries, and in the upcoming period and in the future, I do believe that we will witness a very comprehensive level of cooperation between our countries.
همراه با برکت باشه برای روابط بین ایران اسلامی و کشور دوست عزیز و برادر ما ترکیه.
Once again, I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, and I would like to say welcome to him and to his delegation. Hopefully, this official visit will boost and improve the relations of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the brotherly country of the Republic of Turkey. His Excellency Mr. President, dear brother, valuable ministers, valuable members of the press, I would like to greet you all wholeheartedly with love and respect. Together with my dear brother, recently we had bilateral talks, and then our delegations have had their meetings.
بعد هفتمین نشست شورای همکاری‌های عالی ترکیه و ایران رو با موفقیت برگزار کردیم.
Türkiye-İran yüksek düzeyli istişari toplantımızı
The Turkey-Iran High-Level Cooperation Council, as a result, came to an end. We hope that the consultations between our countries will definitely boost the momentum between our countries.
Cumhurbaşkanı Raisi'nin ortaya koyduğu İran'ın komşularla ilişkilerinin
Improvement of the relations of Iran with its neighbors presented by his president Ibrahim Raisi is very important. Political, military, cultural, commercial fields have been the fields in which we have comprehensively assessed our relations by us and also by our relevant ministers.
در موارد سیاسی، نظامی، اقتصادی، فرهنگی و تجاری هم وزرای مربوطه دو کشور و هم ما در سطح ریاست جمهوری به رایزنی پرداختیم.
Of course, we have set the target of reaching to a bilateral trade volume of $30 billion. Unfortunately, due to the COVID pandemic, there has been a great decline in our bilateral trade. As of now, we have reached to a bilateral trade volume of $7.5 billion. And I do believe that with the determination by both countries, we will be able to reach to the level of $30 billion of a bilateral trade volume. With the steps that we are going to take in the field of defense industry, we can really speed up this process.
doğalgaz alanında
In the field of petroleum and the natural gas, if we take those concrete steps, we can really speed up this process of reaching to aforesaid bilateral trade volume. As you know, as the Republic of Turkey, in the recent years, we have a leapfrog development in the field of defense industry. Our solidarity in this field is of high importance for me. As His Excellency Mr. President himself mentioned, our fight against the terrorism is really important. PEJAK, PKK, PYD, YPG, Fethullah terrorist organizations are indeed the great troubles for both countries. As you know very well, those terrorist organizations are also recognized as terrorist organizations with an agreement by NATO as well. Because, as you know, it doesn't matter in which countries those terrorist organizations are operating, they are really posing a great nightmare for those countries and destroying the peace in those countries. That's why we should fight against those terrorist organizations in solidarity and in alliance. Of course, apart from the High-Level Cooperation Council, we will hold another very important meeting today in Iran. And this meeting will be the trilateral summit meeting in Astana format. As the leaders, we will come together, me, myself, Mr. Raisi and Mr. Putin, we will come together and we will assess the latest development unfolding.
رئیس جمهور روسیه جناب آقای پوتین و همچنین جناب آقای رئیسی موضوعات و تحولات اخیر در منطقه رو مورد ارزیابی قرار خواهیم داد.
Of course, we will have a chance to reassess the Astana process and hopefully we will be able to revive the Astana process. So by taking this opportunity, once again, I would like to thank each one of our ministers very much. Hopefully, the agreement and the solidarity between our ministers will continue. I specifically would request from our ministers to protect and preserve the agreements between them and the solidarity.
All right, Presidents Erdoğan of Turkey and Raisi of Iran making a statement after the signing ceremony of several agreements between the two sides in Tehran. We can see the presidents of Turkey and Iran walk over to their respective sides. All right, let's go straight now to our diplomatic correspondent.